Welcome, residents, to Talk of the Town. Today, I'm going to change the format a little bit, and we're going to have a little, small discussion with a couple of our, folks that really are involved in the quality of life of our residents in the town on a daily basis. First, I want to just welcome everyone. Hope everyone had a great St. Patty's Day, and we're also seeing other holidays coming up, such as the Easter holiday, shortly. We hope that you are all, staying safe, remaining well. But now I'd like to really welcome our Deputy Supervisor, the town's Deputy Supervisor. There's Kevin Hawthorne. Kevin's been really gracious with his ongoing service, to the community. He's been, how long, Kevin, have you been living in the town?
40 years.
40 years, so a very long-term resident. And what was the nature of your military service?
I was in the Navy from 68 to 72. Got out, went into the National Guard, worked at IBM for about 35 years, during which time I coached Little League baseball, also soccer, and joined the American Legion, did some more community service. And here I am at the town of Wappinger and doing the Wappinger Veterans Advisory.
So we created, the board and I created the position of Veterans Advisory Committee, and Kevin had been at the time also Deputy Supervisor, but I asked him to take on a couple of focused activities, and Veterans is one of those. Why don't you just briefly summarize the committee? I mean, who's involved, and what are they up to as far as some of the projects? Because we're going to come back and talk more specifically about the run-walk, the 5K run-walk event. But first, why don't you give an overview of who's the committee and what they're doing, and do you welcome other members to join? Well,
the Wappingers Veterans Advisory is composed of myself as president, Randy Ross as vice president, Jessica is the secretary, and Philip Dew is the finance person. Tommy Mash is our community liaison. I recommended Tommy because he's all over the community and he knows most of the people in the community, and he's a representative. We have 3 trustees. We have Donna Leonard, we have George Gumble, and we also have Kathy DeLisa. We are incorporated and we're waiting on our 501c3. I've filed that. Now, what we're doing is we're reaching out to veterans with Castle Point in mind, as well as the VSO, the Veteran Service Office, in Poughkeepsie. Currently, we have the 5K. It's a walk-run. It'll be on the rail trail, but I'll talk more about that later. We also have the Hometown Heroes banners, which you may have seen in Hopewell and the town of Poughkeepsie, where and you will soon see in the village of Wappingers Falls. But we're making that available. We expect or hope to have the banners up by the end of April. We also have memorial bricks, which are also known as commemorative bricks, because they're not specifically for memorials. They're also to commemorate different activities and different times in people's lives. Any money that's over and above costs will be used for assisting veterans who are, I call it under the radar, like female veterans. They'll be mothers. Quite often their spouses will be deployed and they need some help. They need help putting together a layette. A pregnant veteran will sometimes need the baby supplies, the diapers and everything like that to get started. Well, I'm also looking into the PTS folks, emotionally disturbed veterans, as well as the homeless. I'll reach out to different agencies and see who they have who are under the radar. That's my main focus, helping the veterans.
And before we get into the walk-run event, we also have, and Kevin and Randy very instrumental in getting Route 9 approved by the state legislature, signed by the governor as Veterans Memorial Highway here. And why don't you tell the residents a little bit about that, and when are opening ceremony
Okay.
is going to be?
We're expecting April 18th to be our opening day ceremony for those signs. Now the signs are there's one sign at the northern border of Route 9 in the town, and another one at the southern border of the town bordering on Fishkill. What the signs will be is a brown sign with yellow lettering that indicates the Wappinger Veterans Memorial Highway. And like the supervisor says, that was supported by Senator Serino and Assemblyman Lawler, signed by the governor. They're covered up until we have the formal opening, which I'm expecting to be late in the morning of the 18th.
Over at the approximately List Road
Exactly.
location.
List Road, because that's an open area, and it'll be beautiful for photos. It's a real photo op.
And so we'll have further information on that. But last year we had come up with this idea of a 5K run walk, and we had to postpone it due to COVID. This year we're bringing it back online, and this is also in memory too of Joe Ennisser, who dedicated much of his life, over 30 years, to the community, and particularly to causes such as this and outdoors. So why don't you summarize for our residents a little bit about the race, when is it going to occur, where does it start, and some of the details, and who's eligible to run, and mention, too, I'm sure we have a number of residents that are also in some of these Roadrunner clubs, so maybe you can mention about that.
Exactly. As the supervisor says, it's the Joseph Ennisser 5K run walk, and it will be on the rail trail. We'll start in the vicinity of Lake Walton Road, which they call the trailhead. It will go up to Didell Road and hook a quick U-turn and come back to Lake Walton, which is exactly 5,000 meters, or a 5K. We call it a run walk because we're starting off with the serious runners, like the Mid-Hudson Roadrunners Club, the Eastern Duchess Roadrunners Club. We're reaching out to those groups so that they can use the race, as a part of their repertoire, because we will have bibs with chips embedded in them for those serious racers, and they will be able to track their time that way, and it will become a matter of record. We have Gail Sherry from the Super Race Systems out of Cold Spring. She's doing all the organizing for us. She'll do some banners for us, and she's doing the time recording. And we've reached out to a number of our businesses who want to sponsor different parts of that event. We're looking at some people who will have tables between the starting line and Lake Walton Road. Now, we're called a run walk because we'll start off with the runners at sometime before 8 o'clock on the 17th. And then we go to the families. We haven't yet set up exactly what the lineup is going to be, but we expect to be able to entertain people in wheelchairs or walkers, families with children with strollers, kids on bicycles. Everybody is going to be able to participate, and we anticipate having water on hand. For all the participants, we'll give away a small tote, what they call a tote bag, and it will have our major sponsors' logos on one side of that bag, and we're looking to have masks put into the bags as a giveaway as well. Now, for the first, second, and third place in various categories, we have very nice medals. They're race medals, and they're gold, silver, and bronze, with our insignia on the front. And because it's our first time, we're not putting a date on the back of the medal, just the Wappinger Veterans Advisory. We're looking for a great turnout, and anything over and above the cost of the entire race will go to veterans' causes. And like I said before, for veterans generally under the radar. The registration is available on wappingerrecreation.com. There's a button there.
You can use that to, Mike can zoom in on this too.
There's a button on that website for registering, and it's all done electronically. Now, for people who don't feel comfortable out in the wild because of COVID, we're doing this virtually as well. Now, virtually means that you'll sign up and you'll do the 5K at your leisure, whenever you feel like doing it. and there will be a way for you to clock the fact that you've done it and record your time. So we have the best of both worlds. There will be sign up on race day starting at 7 o'clock in the morning. We'd much rather have everybody sign up online, but as luck will have it, it's okay. We're there for the residents, and it's a part of the quality of life. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Kevin. It's very exciting, and other projects for our veterans are being planned to work on as we speak. And so we encourage people, anybody that's out there that would like to volunteer. You're always looking for more help, I know. And it's a great opportunity as we open up, from a more, open up much more so than we have been from COVID. Then we'll be having some other programs, events at our various parks and facilities. So please stay tuned. But thank you again, Kevin, for all that you and the committee is doing on behalf of our veterans and our residents generally in the town. And much appreciated. Thank you. We're here following up the Kevin Hawthorne on the 5K event. With Jessica Fulton. Jessica's our recreation director and general provider of quality and happiness in and throughout our community. But I thought it would be a good thing for you to hear from Jessica today, as we are doing both continuing with COVID planning and then post-COVID planning. Mm-hmm. Jessica's been lining up many events. You may have seen some discussion at our board meetings, the last 2 board meetings on that, and a comprehensive program that she's developed. But we have several events that are coming up, and I thought that it would be good for Jessica to describe them. We don't need to talk about the 5K since that's already been discussed. But why don't you start perhaps with the Easter event that we're having. That's already being advertised. So go ahead and advise the community a little bit of what you're doing.
So to keep the Easter Bunny safe during COVID, we're going to be doing a drive-by or drive-through here at Town Hall. It's March 27th at 11 a.m. right here at Town Hall. Again, we're going to be set up right in front of the...
And that's a Saturday, right?
That is a Saturday, yes. We're going to be set up right in front of the building. We'll have sheriff deputy here to guide you so you know which way to go. We've got packages that we're going to be giving out to the first 300 kids who come and visit with the bunny. And we do ask that you remain in your vehicle at all times. This is a socially distanced event, but it's going to be really great. And we're going to be holding live raffles on Facebook at 5 p.m. that evening. So in your package, you'll have a raffle, and join us on Facebook at 5 p.m. that very same day, and we'll give out some great prizes. The raffle,
do they have to tear something off and deposit it here, or just by the fact that they have a number on a raffle, that's all, they're automatically entered, correct?
Exactly. So you're going to get a golden egg in your package, and it's going to have a number on it, and those are the numbers we'll be working off of when we draw the raffles.
Okay, so the first 300.
First 300, yes.
Okay, and repeat the time again on the 27th.
It's 11 a.m. until about 1 p.m.
Okay.
Here at Town Hall.
Very good. So bring out the family. This is replacing our Easter egg hunt, since we could not figure out a way to meet the even the revised COVID requirements for outdoor events. So, but we want to keep things active, for our community.
Yeah.
So what comes next? I know the 5K is probably next on your list, but what comes after that?
So jumping over the 5K, since you guys already talked about that, we have on May 8th is our Petpalooza at Schlott House. It's going to be an event that has animal rescues, vendors selling pet-friendly items. Check our website for some more information on if you wanted to be signed up as a vendor, and then some specific times for things that are going on that day.
And for those of you that are new to our community, Schlott House is the name, actually, Schlott House Brexel Park.
Schlott House, yes.
That's over, Brexel Schlott House, that's over on the corner of All Angels and Myers Corner Road. right catty corner across the street is the New Hackensack Firehouse. Immediately going east across the street is the Muslims mosque, there. So again, it will be socially distant because we have a large grounds there that can handle the people, and getting all the COVID protocols will be in place.
Yeah, it's important getting back out there just to keep everybody safe. We miss having everybody around and having these events. So being able to bring these outdoor events to the community, we can't wait to be able to do this and to do it in a safe manner.
Yeah. So what maybe some things that we're trying to do with respect to our seniors, or do you have anything there that you'd like to share?
We do. We have a combo right now of indoor or virtual and outdoor activities. It doesn't feel like it, but spring is just about here. And when that happens, we're going to be getting outdoors with a walking group. We have bocce, shuffleboard, and are soon to have horseshoes that we're going to be set up outside. And those activities are going to start running outdoors in the first week of April. But then we have virtual activities as well, which are our book club. We're doing virtual bingo on Wednesdays. We have virtual game day that you can check out all of the individual things. They switch up a little bit, so it's a little too much to go through here, but if you check out our website at wappingerrecreation.com, it shows you the full schedule.
So, very important activity that we had to cancel last year is our summer camp, for our youth. And we are going ahead with summer camp this year, barring any unforeseen changes in COVID. And that's going to be, a really active program outside. So, Jessica, why don't you mention a little bit about what you have planned for COVID? We do have to cut back a little bit on the numbers to be compliant.
Yes.
So, please, share with our residents, about the summer camp program.
Absolutely, and I'm going to group in some of our other outdoor activities that we have as well.
Sure.
So we are moving our basketball clinic that we usually have outdoors to keep things safe, reducing the number of participants. That's going to be over at Martz Field. Check our website, of course. Then we're also going to be moving our adult cardio and strength class outdoors to the pavilion at Martz Field. That's a 16 and up exercise class that's offered 2 nights a week. For the full schedule, it's online. And then for summer camp, we are going to be at Martz Field again. Martz is the center of a lot of our things going on right now. We're going to be at about 50% capacity to start with. That's what we're going to start with for registration until we get further guidance.
Right.
We're going to be consistently updating on the registration page for summer camp the changing guidelines. So we do ask you to be patient in following the changes that'll be happening, but we are planning to open up registration this week. So by the end of this week, you'll be able to register online to hold a spot for your child for summer camp.
And the state and county, our county executive, Mark Molinaro, have given us and other municipalities the go-ahead to have a summer camp and other programs, again, subject to the then in place COVID guidelines, but since they're being more relaxed, we see no reason not to provide this. We have great demand, as we always do, and I thank to Jessica and Cheryl for helping to put that together. I think it's part of the ongoing program. Also, as you've been seeing in our various board meetings over the past couple of years, we continue to look at our upgrading our parks, playgrounds, and we will be discussing on Monday night the possibility of several more, children's playground equipment.
Great.
I've gotten the consensus of the board, to do that. We also are going to be talking at the board meeting on lighting, better lighting out at Martz Field, right? Jess, and also some news to share with respect to the volleyball area, but
Not yet.
we're not going to share that right now. But it's a teaser, that
That's
we're
right.
but we're constantly looking at that
Yes.
and other things with respect to our parks going forward, because I think as COVID has driven us, but now more and more interest and tremendous amount of volume. Our parks, of course, Carnwath is big.
Yeah.
Robinson Field, the various baseball activities, softball is going to be back
Yes.
again, subject to COVID, and we're doing some upgrades there. So stay tuned. But I want to thank Jessica on behalf of the town board, and our board members are Bill Beal, Angela Bettina Alcacella, Chris Phillips are all very much engaged in this, working, sometimes pestering Jessica to make sure we get more activities for our community, particularly our people that have been joining us recently. Please go to the recreation website, the town website as well, for further information. So thank you again, Jessica,
no
for
problem.
joining us today, and until soon, please stay safe and remain well. Thank you.